Hello. There's a verse that says, "And of his fullness we have received, and grace upon grace." This is what I've been thinking about as I returned back from a trip to Japan. And I saw a lot of old friends, family, beautiful nature, beautiful art, and I got so inspired after I came back. And I'm thinking about the grace of God, looking at different picture books and art that I collected. I filled up many pages in my sketchbook with drawings of the flowers and the buildings and the things that I saw there. And most of all, it was a blessing because I felt the grace of God. I felt that after many years of waiting and not having an opportunity to go there, I was finally able to do the thing that I had desired for many, many years. And, well, Japan is a place where I grew up, where I was born, and where my family is. But after marriage, I've been away, and for so many years, I was praying and asking the Lord for an opportunity to return, just for a visit. And the time that I was waiting and looking for opportunities seemed like a long time, but there were so many things going on in life and so many things that happened that hindered me from going, and it just turned out that for 13 years I could not go back to Japan, even for a short visit. So after I came back, I was just thinking about what a wonderful experience it was, how blessed I was to meet all those people that I knew from childhood and meet my family members, thinking about the grace of God, that God was so kind to me, that God made these things happen. I was able to take my two youngest children who had never seen Japan and never seen their grandparents in their home. And for them too, it was a wonderful experience of seeing new things, of experiencing new things. And so while I was there, I collected different pamphlets and different things that I liked, that I collected. I wanted to make an art journal page. So here I am just sticking together just random things, pictures of buildings, pictures of maps, pictures of landscapes, and I'm just making a collage. It's a very simple art journaling process, no drawing involved, just sticking down random pictures I cut out from magazines and brochures that I collected. And while I'm doing this, I'm just reflecting on how good God was to me and how much grace He has poured upon my life. What a blessing it was after so many years that I am able to do the thing that I had desired. Many of you may have also experienced this, that you've desired something for a really long time, you're asking God for it, and you're wondering, when is it going to happen for me? And maybe you're seeing other people receiving answers to prayers that you're praying. I know it happened for me. I saw so many people coming and going, and so many were going to Japan and visiting people, and I often did wish that I could have gone. But my time also came, and I'm very grateful for that. Over the years that I was waiting for an opportunity to make that visit, I was feeling farther and farther away from my roots. My father is Japanese and my mother is German, and most of my education was in English, but Japanese was my first language. And I did miss being in Japan and going to Japan over the years that I didn't go. But I know that God was gracious to me. I know that I wasn't lacking anything. I had everything I needed. My life was at peace. I was living comfortably, and there was nothing that was missing in my life. I wasn't in any desperate kind of situation. There was nothing to complain about. I was content. I was satisfied. And it was just this longing in my heart that I wish I could go and see my old friends and my family. Sometimes they're just daily responsibilities and obligations that keep you going in the situation you're in. And sometimes it's just hard to get away from routines. Sometimes it's just hard to take a step and do something different because you're so engrossed and so entwined with the things that are that you are responsible for. And especially as a mother, you have children to take care of, you have the house to look to, and all the needs of your family. And life just goes by while all these needs are around you. There's a verse that says, "Give thanks in all circumstances." Your life is given to you as a blessing from God, and it's a huge blessing and a privilege to be alive. If you're able to breathe or walk, if you're able to talk to people, if you're able to enjoy a sunset or a good meal, if you have family, if you have people around you who care about you, if you have a place to live or fresh air to breathe, these are all great and wonderful blessings that you can give thanks for. Not everyone has those blessings that you enjoy. If you live in the mountains and you see beautiful scenery and you're breathing clean air, that's something great, because people in the city would be longing for those things. And if you're in the city, like me, you can give thanks for all the conveniences that you enjoy, for all the people that are around you, for all the access you have to so many things that people in remote places may be dreaming about. So whichever circumstance you're in, there's always something to give thanks for, and the grace of God is always upon your life. God's grace is overflowing. Jesus is so good, and his grace is always abundant for us. There's another verse in the Bible that says, "His grace is sufficient for us." And there are so many difficult seasons that you may be going through, but through it all, there's always an abundance of grace. There is never a time when God is not near you. You may not feel it sometimes, but God is always near. And like the ocean, the tides that flow in and out, God's love always flows into your life. I felt so blessed when I was able to take the children to pick wild flowers out in the grass, to walk on smooth pebbles and on the beach, to see mountains and flowers and nature. And I just felt so grateful for all the good things God has done in my life. And I just want to encourage you that in every season, God's grace is sufficient for you. In every season, there's something to give thanks for. And if you're waiting for something, it is all the more sweet when that fulfillment comes into your life. And it will. Keep asking God and keep trusting in him, because his grace is sufficient for you. Everything in your life is a blessing from the Lord, and you can give thanks in all circumstances. Most of all, you can give thanks that God's grace is there for you. And I just hope that you're encouraged today. And I do hope, Lord, that God will speak to you in the season that you're in, that you will find his grace sufficient for you. And I want to know, have you felt the grace of God in your life? Is there something that you've been waiting for that God has done for you? And let me know in the comments if there's something you have waited for and that God has provided. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video.